Something tells me I have a wall obsession because I'm kind of low-key wanting to put up more walls around this place. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let my wall obsession take over. Okay, this is gonna be very interesting. Hmm. So I recently realized you could climb on top of anything that looks like a cube. Let's take advantage of that. Hmm. Maybe we can make this like a mini maze. Not like a complicated maze, but like a mini one. Oh. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Of course, I'm not the person who can like make a level really fast. I'm just going by my gut on how I think it should look. It would be interesting, not gonna lie, is keep know the discussion of if Artix Entertainment could actually give a game dev mode like this of allowing us to make our own stages and stuff. So that way players can get to experience what Dagger and the other devs deal with when they have to design a stage. I mean, if Nintendo did that already with Mario Maker on two titles, Super Mario Maker 2 and Super Mario Maker, then Nintendo also made their own game dev game as well. Heck, I think it's good enough for the walls. So I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the player would start right here, right? I'm gonna obviously put a lot more walls. So here's what I'm thinking. The player will glide from this entrance to this. Wait, can we move this? Okay, we can. So they can go from this entrance to over here. Then they'll go over here, do some jumping tactics. Then they're gonna jump from this platform or jump from this section to this part. Then we're gonna do some kind of. It's gonna be either a gliding challenge or some grabbing challenge. And then over here, if I can make some walls around here, players are gonna have to go down a specific manner. And the thing is, if you fall outside the stage, you're gonna have to restart the entire thing. So after they get off of these, I'm gonna call these the hot dogs or something, they're gonna go in here. I'm gonna make a little maze over here. And then this is gonna be where the goal is. One, two, three. Okay, one, two, three. Yeah, this will be where the goal is. It's gonna be right here. So of course, like, the goal won't be that easy to just float down and drop down. I'm gonna put some obstacles and stuff as well. So that's the general path I'm thinking. This still means I need to make a lot of walls, though, so time to make more walls. Yeah, I think I have an obsession with walls in this in this game mode, for some reason. We'll build it like that. Maybe like this? And then when we copy like this, we'll flip it over. Oh, cool, cool, cool. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so that's gonna be the boundaries. And then we're gonna leave this area open just in case we take up too much space. Now it's just a matter of how can people... Because here's the thing, like, once you glide out, I don't want people to immediately, like, glide over here. That'd be a little bit helping. So, let's not do that. Let's see how we can connect this platform from over here to over here, okay? So, if we copy this part and just do that, and then just do near, then we copy that, we move that down vertically, copy that, we move that down vertically, copy that, move that down wait, no, move that down vertically. Is that gonna be enough? Copy that, move that down vertically. What about... No, 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 hold on a second. What about, like, this? Maybe like that. Probably like that. Because I want to give players a general direction of like where they're supposed to go. So by showing them that they have to go this way, they're prompted to glide this way. Let me actually see what this looks like in front of me. May have an idea to want to actually like step on top of this, but you're gonna have no choice but to go inside here. Hmm. Let's stack the walls first. No, 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 not like that. Yeah, let's make some stacked walls and then I'll figure out how we're gonna connect this. Because here's the thing, like, this part is a good start. That is a very good start. Oh, before anything else, actually, let's make sure we need to do reach the destinations. Um, we're banning skills. We're gonna set, I think, we'll set it to 1 life. Yeah, we'll set it to 1 life. And there we go. Technically, there's nothing, I think there's like nothing to die to on this stage until you go to the end. So 1 life is not really like a make or break or anything. In my monster of a stage, though, you're gonna need to sacrifice a life, which is why I put 3 hearts. Now, originally my monster, what I call my brain juice stage, had 5 hearts, but then I realized people can take advantage of having a bunch of hearts, so that's why I reduced it down to 3, and make it a little bit more challenging that way to have people decide how and whatnot to manage their hearts, their lives. Okay, let me see here. So I'm thinking maybe. Oh, I could do another section of a wall actually. Let me see. Let's copy this, and then let's copy that. Yeah. Rotate this. Uh-huh. I guess you guys can really say I do have an unhealthy obsession with walls. I mean, that could be a metaphorical thing too if you think about it. If you really want to think like really deep about this. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. Because I don't want people to just like, oh, maybe we could drop down here and go. No, I want you to go down all the steps, every single one of these gosh darn giant thickum steps, and make it there that way. But yeah, this is the kind of stream I want to do. Just chatting with you guys while I just unleash my level of creativity in a venue somewhere, sometimes, somehow. Now we just need to figure out how the heck, like, how tall should we make this entrance? There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be very tall. But I do need to make this just as tall. Maybe I could just keep it low like that, because if anybody like accidentally jumps outside of here, they're gonna have no choice but to restart anyways, so I think that can be fine. Because if I have a pathway where people can't go through anyways, There we go. How many more of these? Wait. I don't think that's enough space? Question mark? No, wait, that's enough space. I just need to actually connect the path a little bit better. Make it a little bit more coherent looking. I guess that looks coherent enough, I guess, my dudes. oh, 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 oh. It could be worse looking. Sometimes, sometimes things that are beautiful have their own imperfections. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Okay, so this beginning part is just about done. Let's do some stream raiders first before I unleash more of my creative juices. And catch up with you guys on how everything's been. We do have a bunch of warrior figures on this battlefield. Welcome back, Aldkoran. Ooh, let's go, let's go. Okay. I think Decyla go for the most kills and Giba for the most assists. Uh... Yeah, you know what? Well, let's go for the skin chest. I want to see if anybody can get the skin. I'm surprised I killed 2 ranged enemies out here. And I need to get 3 kills, okay. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I could definitely place another warrior here. I'd say we should place some units on... We need to place... We should place units on the right side because it's a little less whelming than the left side. So that's where we're going to situate our army here. Okay, right side it is. Let's go 50 Lauros. Do we get another bonus thing we need to do? Oh, not yet. Let's see if we can get something nice from the... We got some stuff. Okay, so I think once I'm at tier 37, I don't have to worry about, like... I haven't even gotten to the end of this campaign yet, and we only have 5 days and 15 hours left. Anyways. Alright, so back to unleashing my creative juices. Okay, so this first part is basically done. With these walls here, nobody's thinking of actually wanting to glide to this anyways, but we do need to raise the walls over here in case somebody gets any funny ideas. However, skills are banned in this stage, so I wouldn't consider that too much of an issue. And thank you for the epic warrior, Kiba. Hmm. Will that work? I think people are going to get funny. You know what? Let's actually do something. Let's actually do something. So, actually, before I say let's do something, let's close the walls here. And I'm going to actually test out the jumping blessings, the jumping bonuses people can get. Copy, copy, copy. Vertically. Okay, I am going to be so evil. Boop. Copy, 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 copy. That down here. Sounds like I'm doing my ASMR volume voice right now. Okay, save that. Okay, so I'm thinking. I think I can open up like multiple. Wait, hold on a second. Let me rotate this. Oh. That's still a little bit too skinny. Okay. Alright, so we start the challenge here. Then we glide down here. Oh, okay, okay. Yikes. Okay. Yikes. I see what people can do. Okay. It's okay, we'll just add more walls. Yeah, that might be tall enough. I think this might be tall enough. Even if it looks inconsistent in the beginning, I think this is tall enough. Do we need any more walls here? I don't think we need any more walls here. Because here's the thing. Nobody's gonna... If anybody steps over here, and if they drop down, they're gonna have to restart anyways. So they're gonna have no choice but to go inside, and then... Okay, yeah, that should be fine. So now we look at this section. So what I see, this section is kind of like a jump or a parkour jumping section, which the player will then have to go on these things and make their way over here. And then from here, I'm thinking of doing some kind of practice session for this part. However, it's not going to be entirely easy because I'm going to be building some walls. We're going to place one here for now as a reference point so I can test this after I finish this section. I don't remember how large of a jump the springboard can give, so let me test this. Alright, so when people glide now, they can try to land on this thing, but it's not going to help them. Okay, maybe I do need to add a reinforcement there. Okay, so the jumping height at its highest can only go up to a little bit past that. Okay, so a little bit under that Aztecan border looking thing. The indigenous design looking border. Okay, okay. So basically the benchmark is right around here is where people can jump to. Okay. So I'll pick this up, and then I'm gonna. I think our last recount is like 7 Mississippis that this thing will expire at. I should play some Mario Maker more when I'm like. Yeah, I definitely should play some Mario Maker more if I'm so into designing levels. Let's see. We'll worry about those walls later. I just want to test these out. Okay, so the shortest character can... I think... Yeah, I think even Zhongli can fit through that. Actually, I'm going to bring him onto this stage since this is my shortest character. Let's also test this out. Okay, that's fine. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Okay, I think, like, getting thrown off with that crumbly platform that way will be pretty good. You can land on that, you can land on that. But I want to give, like, more than one jumping bonuses, so that way... Okay, see? Okay, so this is possible. This is possible. But is this possible is the question. So you can get the bonus and jump, 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 glide over there, and then skirt your way over there. I want to give, like, more than one option. So I'll put a current down here in case anybody decides to, if anybody for some reason is unable to make it. Oh, then again, it's a little bit too friendly. Ah, welcome back, Farmer Brian. Thank you for the epic unit. So this part looks just about right. One Mississippi too. I want to also use a short character because I want to show that it could be possible. You have some selective height differences and running difference when you have a short character versus a tall character running a domain, but it's doable. Okay, I did it before, I could do it again. Okay. So I need to raise this by one more for someone to reach it. Wait, yeah, one more. Like that. Maybe this is a little bit too close. What if I... Hmm. No, that's a little bit too weirdly positioned. Also just occurred to me, what if we make this a straight line? Hear me out. What if this is a straight line here instead? Would that make much of a difference? And Epiconch, thank you for the epic unit. I mean, it makes some kind of difference. Okay, that's the main problem. If we make a straight line, then all that's going to do is just requiring us to make another wall, which I don't think we need at the moment. So that's fine to begin with. Now I just need to figure out this part to see how well, people could use the jumping bonus. What if I put the jumping bonus on the platform? No, that would actually make it a little bit easier, because here's the thing. The moment people get it on here, on one of these directly, they could just go hop, 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 hoppity hop. If they get it on a lower platform, they're going to be thrown off by needing to carefully jump on this one first, and then they can hop, hop, hop. So that's still an okay idea. And it's also still fine to actually use one of these boosters. So I think this part, this parkour jump part is almost done. And then afterwards we can move on to this part. And then the more complicated design parts is going to be whatever I'm going to do with these hot dogs. And then however I can make the goal over here. Okay, let's try to see how we can do this. So we're going to go glide over here. Stepping on this does not help with anything. You go over here. If you fall down here, you start over. Even on accident. Then you jump on this thing. Oh, it's fine. You jump on this. Oh. This is doable, this is doable. Make a tiny hop here. Okay, that's fair. How far does this thing travel? Ooh, that travels very far. Okay, that hoop travels a lot farther than I thought. So there's literally no point for the Superman ring to be this close. Okay, so there's no point in having it be that close. So that means if we move it down over here... So I want to create multiple ways for people to do this. That means maybe if they glide over, like, this way, they might be able to make it. So we don't have to overcomplicate the design of the parkour parts, because with this benefit, you only have, like, 7 Mississippis to use it. I wish we could actually really change characters so that we can, I guess, use the height to our advantage. But I guess MiHoYoverse saw that and was like, nah, you're gonna only use one character for these places. Hmm? Is this platform buggy? There's no way it's buggy. Yeah, that's not buggy. Oh, hey, Lily, how are you doing? How's your day going? Oh. Ouch. So I think once that Superman... If that Superman ring is working the way I want it to work, then we could consider this parkour section done and work on the next part of the stage. I would probably consider this to be an intermediate stage compared to my most difficult one with the maze and the whole dance floor and everything. Well, this is not working the way I wanted to, but that's okay. It's all about trial and error. Oh yeah, see, you can make it. Okay. Let's get some stamina back and let me see if the Superman ring is good enough for that little wind tunnel. Oh, it is good enough. Okay. Okay, so there's literally multiple ways to do this. So you have a 7-second Mississippi thing. And it's up to the player to decide where they want to go on those things. I think we could consider this part done. So the first two areas are done. Let's move on to this part. Technically, you can grab that. Okay. Alright, so... It wasn't too fast, but we got 2 parts of the stage done. We got the parkour done, and now we have... when we have the entrance done. So now we need to focus on building this portion, and then we need to figure out how we want to overcomplicate this hot dog section. Okay. Hugs for you and everyone. Hugs for everybody. Everybody gets a hug here. Let's see. What about this high speed thing? Is it enough to move you forward? Or do we need the Superman ring? That's the question. Maybe we could have a disappearing platform. Oh, okay, I'm gonna do the thing of adding a lot of walls again. But I'm not gonna put the walls on the ground, I'm gonna put the walls on... here. So I'm gonna make it like a one-way thing. Kind of like my maze that I've had before. Oh, Lily doesn't stream Kiba. Lily's a VIP and a moderator for Sidvanta. Okay. So is 3 enough? I think 3 may be enough. Now we need to figure out how the heck do we want to connect this to over... Okay, actually, more walls. Yeah, more walls. Okay, so that should be good. Oh, hey, Yuki, how are you doing? You can give Yuki a shout-out, Kiba. How are you doing, Yuki? How's everything been? Okay, let's see here. My brain is being tickled right now. That's all good. We give the shout-outs to our friends here. Our fellow friends here.
Did I get Justin to give you a hug?
No. Through fucking wall. Now I'm just getting bullshit. What am I supposed to do about that? The fuck game?
He needs his Snickers. Yeah, he does.
Okay. Oh, hey, it's the Smooth McGroove song again. The only problem with this stage is that when you actually test this, you have to literally start at the beginning. There's like no in-between rooms. You have to like do it in one go. Oh no, it's all good, it's all good. It's fun to stream with friends. What the frick am I gonna do about that? Hmm. Wait, are there any gaps in the... Oh, there are gaps. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. So we're gonna move this thing. Then we're gonna move this down. Because here's what I'm looking at. I want to see if there are any gaps that people could take advantage of. If someone goes down here, they can go down to this one already. So that's not what we're looking for. Okay, so that looks good. Hmm. What if we make like a jumping platform? So I'm like thinking, I want people to go a specific way from this to this to this to this, not like easily jumping from over here to over here. So, wait, I have an idea. Why don't we also place a wind current in this one? Why do we do that? I think that might be friendly enough. The main thing is, I don't know if these high-speed things are good enough to carry a character over from one place to another. So I have to check with that. Besides adding a lot of walls, it's pretty much only some simple design things, and then we're gonna get to the complicated bits. Probably where you can start making my maze and stuff on what I'm gonna call the poking out hot dog portion of the stage, and this final part where we get to the goal. Ugh. My second custom domain is such a monster, Yuki. I don't think he'll be able to beat it either. It has like a lower than 3% completion rate right now. I'm an actual monster when it comes to designing domains sometimes. I don't know how or why, but I am. Ooh, that actually might be good. So that way the entrance of this is not too open. Oh. Oh. Okay. One of the easy things about like making a maze-like path is some of these all you have to do is just do loop-de-loops. This is one of those cases where I feel like doing a loop-de-loop is easy enough. Oh yeah, for the free Primo gems, you can actually do you could do the preset ones. There's 4 days left. Do the preset ones for the Primo gems, and I'll give you one of my stages for the last ones that you could, because the last Primo gems you need to get is trying out a someone else's domain. This is probably the 3rd one I'm making at the moment. Then again, if you actually do like a spiral pattern like this, it feels a little bit too easy. Hmm. Hmm. I'll leave it like this for now and open for interpretation while I figure out like this part. Let's do some stream raiders first while I go and hydrate and figure out my my next design choice. Okay, we're good. And thank you to Kiba and Kickapoo for the epic units, by the way. Alright, I'm gonna test those wind things out. I'll also be making a couple more domains, like, off-stream, just so that way I could be able to see... Of course, not, like, release every single piece of creativity that I can show. I think I could consider this stage like an intermediate one. Oh. Not good timing. That was not good timing. Okay, so that is doable. We can work with that. Okay, we can most certainly work with that. That's fine. The main thing I need to test now is how far can these little wind things travel? Yeah, how far can this little gusts of wind travel is the thing. Maybe I put this like a little bit too high. Let's try going down a teensy bit like that. We want it to be enough so that the player can go over this part. What if I move this forward a little bit and move this forward? Is it enough wind to actually be able to go from here to over to this block? We need to test that. Because I'm thinking around like this area. If you jump and then use the wind over here, you might be able to make it. Yeah, we're gonna test that. Maybe I'll raise this a little bit more. Because I want to see if it's enough for somebody to get over here. You have to, like, find the right medium between... Yeah, you gotta find the right medium. That's a little bit too close. This feels like good enough. Let's test if this works. Landing on this doesn't help. Yeah, players will have 7 Mississippis. It will be up to them to decide what they do with the Mississippi, but they only have 1 bonus here. 1 bonus, 1 chance. And with every second you glide, by the way... Okay, so that's another option. You can actually jump to that top one. That's only an option, but the main end goal is to go to that wind tunnel. Alright, now we need to test if this works. Oh, that's not good. It's not good. I don't want to use the jumping bonus either, because that'll be a little bit, Yeah, I don't want to use the jumping bonus either. Because that's going to be a little bit too easy to get on top of that. I want players to grab the edge of this. So maybe if they jump from over here to over here, that's doable. And then they wait for this one, and then try to glide over here. Question is that enough... Is that enough space? I think one of the main things is that you don't want to glide. Or if you can glide, you glide at the right time in this part. Again, it's my first time saying this. This little jumping parkour part isn't really a big deal anyways. There's multiple ways to do it, you just need to, you only have 1 jumping bonus. One jumping bonus, 7 seconds. Make those 7 seconds count and you're Gucci. Ooh, that was a good idea. Not really. Alright, let's get some stamina back because we're gonna need it. She has Dango on her head, it's funny. Okay, let's see if this works this time. Oh, that's still... I don't want to put those Superman rings because the Superman rings make it feel easy enough. Maybe I should move this a little bit closer. Like a teensy bit? Like around there? That might be enough. Keyword might. I have no idea. Because that Superman ring, like, makes you travel really far, like a lot farther than I expect. Which is why I only put 1 so far, because that's That's very powerful. Oh, drop. Get some stamina back. I wonder if I should put a time limit on this stage. Let's see if this helps a little bit. Oh, that does not. We still fall short. I think it's possible. I just need to... I don't want to edge it too close. That's the thing. It says high speed... Maybe a striding boon? I feel like the movement speed buff would be a little bit... but then that could be an idea. What if people can move faster in this? Can they mess up while moving faster? Alright, get some stamina back. Again, I really don't want to use that ring in the next portion. That's way too powerful. Especially with the amount of distance you cover with that. Okay, so here we have a running bonus. Ew. That's not gonna do squat. Yeah, that's literally not gonna do squat. Okay, how about this? How about this? We put a disappearing platform in between here. Maybe? No, I don't think so. Maybe... Oh, I know why. Maybe... Copy. Is it because it's not the same height that we're looking for? Maybe that can work. Maybe if it's on equal height with the block, it's gonna work. I don't know for myself, but we'll try. Or I could kind of be trolling and put another wall section. We'll try it for ourselves. Oh. That's not gonna work, period. So maybe the height would be okay with this platform here, but the height is not okay with... I am very stubborn in believing that's gonna work. Because I don't want to have to resort to using the Superman ring. That's another way to go about it, see? Hmm. Alright, alright. I'll make it a teensy bit easier for people to do. Alright, we're gonna add one more thing. Wait, because it looks like I have no choice but to do that. There. Alright, that should help. Otherwise, I am not being fair to myself, and I'm not being fair to anybody else. Maybe instead of walls, I should put a ramp or something there. I'll look into that after trying that out. The next part. The thing is, like, I guess this is game design in general, and, like, stage design is just, it's all about trial and error. That should help a little bit. Come on, please. Okay, there we go, there we go. Yeah, that's definitely gonna help. Oh, you son of a... Number one, let's move this way away a little bit, a teensy bit more. Number two, you gotta duplicate this. Son of a gun. Ay, ay, ay. Wait, what if I just do this? Like, combine these two together, like that. One, two, three, four, five, six. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. That might work. That might work. Alright, so I'm gonna... Whoops. Let's test out a terrain thing. So what if instead of... Yeah, what if instead of walls, I build a ramp here? Actually, no. I feel like the ramp is gonna... Hmm. I already made a specific path. Okay, we don't want to put a ramp there. Ooh, glide canceling is a strat here. I just realized. It's not bad, though. It's you just open up your wings, cancel, jump. You have to specifically jump at this edge over here, though. Why am I not getting enough momentum? Where's my momentum? Where's my mushroom momentum? Oh. Ooh, I opened my wings twice. Oh, you son of a... Son of a flubber nugget. This is doable. This is completely doable with taller, short, or medium characters. Anybody heard of the left-handed oil test? This is kind of like the left-handed oil test for, Genshin stage making. If anybody knows what reference I'm talking about. You know what kind of videos I like to watch. Let's see. So this ramp is going to help a teensy little bit. But people can still miss their jump, though. Okay, okay, that's fine, okay, we're good. Okay, that's done, okay. 3 parts of the stage are done. So this part's done. This parkour part is done. Now we just need to close these little ding-dongs in the walls. Close this maze, and we could call this a stage. Okay. I don't think I'm going to make a serious maze because there's only one direction to go anyway, so I can show you guys the creative process of how I'm going to transform these final 2 portions. In comparison to the maze that I did in my most difficult stage, which requires multiple pathways, So for one part, we're going to need a lot more walls. Probably a wall covering like this. Then copy that. Actually, the main question is, how do you go from point A to point B, which is point B is over here? Oh, I know what we can do. Why did they put it over here? We could use another one of these. So probably like that, and then with a continued jumping bonus. Let's do some stream readers first while I configure the beginning of this part. Oh, I got a couple of Discord pings. Thank you to Kiba for the most kills. I hope somebody got a skin here. And I did 11 kills, 16 assists. Salad Goat for 3 kills, 5 assists. Unsung Verse and Mondroid for 5 kills. Ben the Techie for 2 assists. And Kika and Sheepwolf for 1 kill. Okay, I'm on my way to tier number 37. I just figured it out. The stage making thing. I think once I finish making this stage, we can call it a session. Because it did take a good chunk of time out of me. Yeah, let's actually beat this stage to the very end. Oh, nice, I got 3 kills. Kill 2 ranged units. Can I actually have a Stream Raiders goal of putting down stuff? Oh, thank you, Keepa. I've definitely appreciated that. I think we're pretty caught up on, like, highlights and videos for right now, last I checked. Oh my. I'll use a Saint for now to see how you guys would do. I don't like what it looks like up here, so I don't want anybody placing any units over here. Not at all. I want us to focus around the center and the left side. So here's what I'm thinking. We use a ramp, right? We use a ramp to connect one of these from one to another. And then if I give it a specific way... Oh, that's weird. If I give it a specific way and add more walls, I can have people go from one to another in a specific order. Oh. Oh, that gives me an idea. The only concern is that because this thing lasts for 7 Mississippis and people jump up here, they might jump over, so that means they need to make a tall obstacle here. Which means we're adding more walls. Yes, I know, I don't have a healthy obsession with walls. Okay, so let me think. So we want people to go this way. Of course, that means we need to make more walls over here. Hmm? Nope. So that looks like the way we want people to go, but we want to make sure people are actually going that way. So, once again, we're going to add a wall over here. Oh, nope. Actually, hold on a second. Let me take away these walls. Okay, that looks just about right. Now we could duplicate this one, and then... Well, actually, no, we need that duplicated. Okay, now that makes sense. Once you figure out the symmetry, it does start to make sense over time. Hmm? Am I not able to put... Really now? So is this the highest I can go? That's the highest I can go. Huh, okay. Okay then. So we want people to go from this way to this way, and then down over here. And then what I want them to do is to drop down here on purpose. And then I want them to glide from here to over here. Oh, that is way too close for comfort. That should be reasonable, right? Maybe that's a little bit too low. I'll leave that there for now. So we're gonna go from this platform to this one over here. And then I want to go from here to over here, which means I might have to put in a jumping situation. Okay, that should be fun. Yo, Unsungverse, thank you so much for the epic rogue. And so from here, we want them to go... We want them to go over here. And then we may want them to make another drop down here. And from this drop, we want them to go over here. I think you could make a jump to over here and that'll be fine. And then make your way over to this final portion. Yeah, I think that would make sense. Therein lies another problem. How the heck do we close the walls here? Oh, hold on a second. I miscalculated. I definitely miscalculated. Okay. We can fix that, we can fix that. Ooh, from one Final Fantasy song to another, interesting. I don't like the way this is coming out right now. Mostly because, like, these two ding-dongs are not aligned with each other. So that's throwing off my measurements so easily. So moving forward like that, and that might be the key. Okay, so that's the key. Now... So they can jump. I don't want them jumping over, so I think that should be okay. But I don't want them jumping outside the perimeter either, that's another thing. So I'm probably gonna have to raise these walls a little bit. That should be good. So we're going to have them jump from here to there, and then we're going to have them jump again. And then... jump there, make them go down here, and then we're going to have them go down. Then we're going to put in extra walls because I know people are going to try to make a shortcut over here, no matter what. I know what people are thinking of trying to do. Okay, so just for safety measures, I know what people are going to try to do. They're going to try to climb around this thing. If people think they could climb around this thing, they have another thing coming. Because as long as you're stuck to one side, you can only go in one specific direction. Just for safety. Oh, there's a chance people could actually fall down this way. I think I'll put another block over here. Is that going to help me? Oh, no, it's not. Thank you for the epic artillery, Kiba. Okay, that could work. That can most certainly work. Okay, that is definitely gonna work. There's a tiny hole over here which people can use, but we're not going to let anybody use that because I'm going to close it. Yeah, the main thing that's just very confusing here. What if instead, what if I also like make some kind of, a ramp for people to go down? Because I'm trying to like consider like how much walls do I need to make? Where did the game put the latest wall? I have no idea. Why does it put like why does it not put like stuff where I want them to be? That's weird. Trying to think about this logically. So they could jump from here to here, and then there's nowhere else to jump, and then they have to go down here. But, hmm. Hmm. This is making me grind my gears now. this is as high as we can go, so how the heck am I supposed to close it? Hmm. Maybe it's something as simple as that? Hold on, what about this? Let me change the position of the ramps. Them, or like, what if I do this? What if we do one ramp going down like this? Duplicate this. And do this. That might work, actually. That might fix the symmetry problem. Okay, yeah, that does fix the symmetry problem. Perfect. Okay. Okay. I see it now. I see it. Alright. Alright, so now that's starting to look like it makes sense. So we have them go down here, go down this thing. Perfect. Okay, so I think this part is good. So looks like we're... So here's what it looks like. We want people to jump onto this thing. Then they're going to go down this ramp, and then they're going to make a turn. They have to go down that ramp. You can't... Even if you try to glide to this side over here, you're going to be forced to glide back because you have to go over here. And then you're going to end up going over here, which is going to require you to do the same thing. To just grab the jumping bonus and then... Wait, hold on a second. Grab the jumping bonus, and then you have to climb onto this thing. Oh, nope. Oh, looks like our next Stream Raider stage is ready. Y'all gotta give me a moment and then I can get y'all started on that. Let's take a look at our map while I figure out, like, this map I'm designing. Ooh, I get a Saint Scroll. I think I'll get this to Kickapoo for now. For the most assists. That's a lot of assists, actually. Okay, just 2 more Stream Raider stages, too. I want us to focus on the middle and the right side this time. Oh, I could specialize my... Ugh, Grand Vampire seems too niche. I would either go for Bloodlust or Vengeful. But then Vengeful just makes it like a buster when it's dead. Each kill boosts nearby ally vampire damage by 70. I mean, maybe as a captain, Grand Vampire is okay. Bloodlust I would probably go for as a viewer. Yeah, Blood seems to be pretty good. Yeah, Grand Vampire seems a little bit too niche at the moment. Alright, let's get back to the scene. I kind of sort of figured out how we can actually build around this thing. Even then, it's still... the symmetry... This is the issue right now. The symmetry of these parts are weird, which is why I'm having a hard time building, like, walls around them. Their symmetry is just bizarre to begin with. Maybe I don't need walls over here, because... yeah, maybe I don't need walls. Okay, so now that we've restored some symmetry... But where do we go from here? No, that doesn't seem to work. Yeah, symmetry is just weird in these parts. I think I have a good central idea of how I'm making this portion. This gives me an idea. It looks like I'm making another labyrinth, but it's not really a complicated thing. Compared to my maze, actually. So I'm thinking like this. Okay, how is that supposed to fit again? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So they go inside, they go through the whole long-winded maze. There's two pathways. Truth be told, I don't know if somebody can actually make it through that. Actually, I think that should be just fine. Yeah, that's just fine. Okay, so that part of the stage is almost done. We need to figure out how to close this thing, though. So I'd say probably like a half of this ding-dong sticking out portion is just like halfway done. It's just the unequal symmetry is just confusing. Everything else here is mostly doable. I just need to figure out, like... Mm. You know what, I won't put a time limit. I don't think we need a time limit here. We don't want to use skills here. I want to test, like, everybody's parkour ability. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling like literal headaches from this from stage designing right now. What if how about this? Okay, how about this? What if we do that? That might help fix the symmetry problem. Okay, yeah, what if we do this? What if we make, like, the drop-down point look like this? And then... Okay, yeah, that definitely can help fix the symmetry problem. Oh boy, what is up with this stage and symmetry? It is so flippin' weird, my dudes. I'm adding my own little shamalama ding-dong here. However, I do need to be aware of the fact that people can be able to take advantage of this, so... Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. There we go, there we go, there we go. So here's what I'm thinking. They're gonna jump up here, and then they're gonna land on this, then they're gonna use that, they're gonna land over here, and then they're gonna try to fall down this way. They're gonna fall down and try to make it over here. Then we need to give a we need to give a jumping bonus over here. They only get one shot. They can't miss their chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Now we need to fix up these walls. Like, how the heck am I supposed to patch this? I wish we could, like, item lock. We need to, like, lock our stuff so that way we don't lose them. That's the thing. Hmm. Eh. That's not symmetrical. Oh my god, the symmetry is just gonna drive me nuts, I swear. I think that makes sense now? I think it makes sense, yeah. Okay, so now... Then we want them to go down that way. So let's duplicate this, put that over here, make another duplicate and move that down. So that way we don't want people getting ideas. One thing we need to make sure that happens is that these walls are closed. So nobody gets any funny ideas and try to take shortcuts. That's what I'm trying to, like, take account for, that people will actually take shortcuts here. Okay, I think this is actually coming to fruition. And I don't often say the word fruition, y'all. Ooh, that fits. That's just what she said. We can have a teensy bit of uneven symmetry. Yeah, I think that should be okay. What size is the gap here, actually? I forgot, is this Stardew Valley music? This sounds like Stardew Valley. Okay, so I think that makes sense now. And then they could just drop down here. This has to be Stardew Valley. Oh wait, this is not Stardew Valley, but it sounds like it gives the same vibes as Stardew Valley music. Oh my goodness sakes. Oh, that was a good stretch. Wait a minute, I have another idea. Since I've been on a block adding spree, what if we add another one? Hear me out. What if we add like one floating in the air over here? Hear me out. Yeah. Let's add one floating in the air over here, and then actually have them take this and then make their way to this thing. Oh, yeah, that's supposed to close the gap. Okay, so people are gonna fall down this way, but what do they expect when they go down? More walls, of course. Yeah, I know. Me, Miltendo, and his walls. What is with him and walls? Yeah, you tell him, KK Slater. Are the walls made of mushrooms? Probably the strongest kind. Okay, yeah, so that's an idea. So they're gonna drop down, and then they're gonna go this way. Actually, I'm gonna move the bonus. I'm gonna move the jumping bonus from over here to over here. Actually, no. No jumping bonus. No jumping bonus. Instead, I'm gonna do my favorite high-speed wind thingy. Actually, no, we probably do need the jumping bonus. Or no, we could just use a disappearing platform. Because I don't want to make this too easy for somebody to get over there. Oh, no, 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 nope. I don't like that either. I wonder if people could step on that. That's the thing. I don't know if somebody can step on that. Oh no, we'll put this at the end, actually. So the way it works is that, it turns into a spinning flame thing, so it's gonna be like a... It's not that difficult to, navigate around. You know, like those spinning doors you see in those high-end fancy buildings? This obstacle is basically one of those, but with a fire. So it's not difficult, you just gotta, like, fall your way around, and then you'll enter the maze. Alright, so there's my idea. Now, I don't know if whoever drops down here can be able to grab that. If not, I think I can actually remedy that. You just gotta make like one big jump and then you can grab this, and then another big jump and you can grab this. We're almost done making this though. We're definitely almost done. We're almost in the clear. Okay. Okay, that should be good. Alright, let's save this for now. Let's check out Stream Raiders, and then I'll take a look at what else we can do for this map. We're almost done, though. We're almost done. Once we're done with this stage, we could call it an evening. This is probably the most amount of creative juices y'all see me do outside of September sketches that I do. Nice, we won this one again. What do we get? Oh, I like this person's name. I'll give it to them. And I'll give this one to Ethics Gradient. Or the most assists. I think you keep it for the most kills. Alright, one more stage and we'll be done for the evening. Perfect. Do I have... Can I place down my epic... Bomba again? Oh, that takes 36 minutes. Okay. Alright, let's go out with a bang. Let's do... an Epic Berserker. And just like before, I want us to focus on the right side over here. Actually, hold up. I want us to focus on... Yeah, I want us to focus mostly on the right side. Alright, back to stage design. Since we're almost done with this, this is really making me use a bunch of brain juice. But this is not the most difficult stages. I would say this is intermediate level, I'll call it. I'll call this stage a splash of brain juice. And thank you for the epic barbarian Kiva on the last stage we're doing. Okay, I think that might work. Wait, where's the duplicate? Huh? Why did you put the... I can't see the duplicate. Anyways, crisis averted. Let's see. That might work. Once again, we are always back to the symmetry issue. What if I do this? What if I push them forward? Maybe that can help. Yeah, that might help a teensy bit. Okay, symmetry is back. Some symmetry is back, but not completely, which is okay. I'm not expecting, like, all the symmetry to be back anyways. Actually lower this a little bit. This seems a little bit too high. Okay, that's fine. I think this is fine for symmetry. Now, let's add another wall over here. Wait, no. Wait, that doesn't fit? Which is also what she said, let's see here. Oh, wait, no, that works. That works. Okay, that that sealed the deal. Okay. Hmm. This is like me trying to create my maze, and the camera is just so weird because we can't be 100% flexible with it, but we try our best. And it's just so flippin' weird to decorate like this. Create a stage like this because of the weird camera. Okay, that should do the trick a little bit. Or actually, no, wait, I got another idea. Wait, where's the duplicate? Where's the duplicate? I'm gonna make people believe they can climb on this, but they can't, and it's not gonna help. So when you go down to this area, you're gonna think that can help you, but that's actually blocking you. Okay, so that's as far as the wall will go. Once again, symmetry is just weird in this specific part. Actually, hold up. This gives you an idea. Can people jump on that? I don't think so. I think we can add a slope here to help a teensy little bit. Or is a slope too much of an advantage? I feel like a slope has been like a little bit too much of an advantage, but... Uh-oh. Slope down, slope down. No, actually, what if? What if? There we go. That's gonna help a teensy bit. Yo, Nintendo, you've been doing all this building. Why don't you test this place for yourself? I feel like I need to actually complete the whole design to the very end to see if I can actually, if this actually is fair and works for everybody. I'm sure somebody will ask me like, "Yo, like when are you gonna be done making this? It looks fine already." It ain't fine till I say it's fine. This is probably me, like if I'm doing Super Mario Maker, and good thing I don't really play too much Super Mario Maker, or we're gonna be here all day, all night. Oh boy, I'm going nuts. Look how sophisticated this design is now, with all these walls and stuff. Now we need to seal the deal in this final part. Bubbles! Who doesn't love bubbles? Wait, I got an idea. I got an idea. Hold on, legitimate idea. What if we make the descent full of bubbles? Yeah. Okay. I got it. Okay, yeah, that's an idea. Oh, yo, who was in the house making this? Who was in the house making this remix? It's probably not perfect alignment, but I try my best. Actually, screw. We definitely do want these in, I guess, somewhat perfect alignment. Okay, yeah. I like that. I mean, how else can we be able to... And then we'll put bubbles toward the exit. So that way it'll be a teensy bit harder to get to it. Yeah, check out those fresh follower emotes for anybody who hasn't used my follower emotes yet. I can't click on this bubble. Ooh. 1, 2. Yep, I made the shape of a. Y'all know what. We've been talking about Shamalama Ding Dongs, and what do you know? I made a Shamalama Ding Dong. Once again, it's a good thing I don't have a bonk sound effect y'all can bonk me for. Sorry, Kibo, we never had one to begin with. Good try, though, good try. Okay, that should be good. That's a lot of bubbles. Alright, so now that we completed this entire... It looks like we've completed this entire mess. I'm gonna go ahead and test it, and... Oh.
Somebody say boom!
Apparently Kiba did. Alright, ladies and gents, it's time for me to test my entire weird masterpiece. Oh, shoot. Good thing I didn't set a time limit here either. Oh, you son of a taint. Oh, no, I messed myself up. Oh, you son of a biscuit. I promise this is doable. I promise this is doable. Oh my goodness sakes. I had the jumps before. Why? What's happening to me? Have I just used up so much energy and stuff just building the entire stage that I just ran out of energy to test it? Oh my goodness sakes. I think I'm losing my groove. They can't publish the stage until I've actually beaten my own stage. Like that. Okay, now to go through this entire mess, and make sure that it's actually working according to plan. Uh-oh. Wait. Oh, wait, you can jump on it. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. It is doable. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay, you can jump on it. I think we could do it. I think we could do it. Okay, yeah, there we go, there we go, there we go. See, it is doable. Now we go down this way. Ah, I need to add one more wall segment. Okay. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, so that needs one more wall segment and we're good. That's not gonna lead you anywhere, buddy. So we have to go down. You could take a break. You could take a break over here to recover your stamina. You just keep going down. Make that jump. Yes. Okay, you can make that jump. Perfect. 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 That's what we want. Can you take damage here? Okay. 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 You can take damage there. Nice. Okay. Alright, so we just need one more wall segment, and we're almost... we're just done with this place. Okay. I feel like we should put a different obstacle here. Let's try another disappearing platform. Alright, one more go, one more go. We're almost done, y'all. We're almost done. We just gotta make sure this stage is working. Oh, frick. Again, there's multiple ways you could do this section, but you only have one, jumping boost, so you gotta make it count. It's doable, it's doable. Frick. Thank you for the epic tank, Keepa. Come on, come on, come on. Grab it, and go. This almost sounds like Binging with Babish's cooking song. If any of you watch Binging with Babish. What song is this? It's called T-Bird Battletoad. It's a Battletoad song? So Binging with Babish's cooking theme sounds like Battletoads music? That's news to me. I can understand people needing to glide down here. It's okay, I'll give them that leeway. Oh, I messed myself up, but it's okay, because you can actually climb back here to recover. It's okay. If you fall this way, all you have to do is just glide back over here to recover. Easy. See? You don't completely die, you can still recover. That's pretty forgiving on that part. There we go. That's why I say this course is more of my intermediate course, because it's a little bit more forgiving. You don't get hit by, like, a lot of obstacles and stuff. Yeah, there's a cranny over there you can't fit. Just gotta wait. There we go. Alright, so I haven't tested this part yet, so we gotta see if this part works. If this part works, we can publish it. Oh, okay. Hold up. So okay. We can remove one of those thingies. Perfect. Okay. That is just fine. Wait, I have a more devious idea. Oh. Yeah, it's not terrible. I think that's doable. I think you can be able to jump on there as long as you like don't get caught by the bubbles. And that's only 3 bubbles anyway, so it's fine. Wait, hold on. Let's make it a little bit more devious at the end. Ooh, I am so evil. Because here's the thing, like, you don't have to actually go onto this right away. You could just take your time and find the opening.